All right, y'all, it's time for a late winter, early spring update. It's the 1st of March. Yeah, March 1st. And a lot of things have came back up post-frost. And things are looking green. Spring is around the corner, so let's see what we got going on. A lot of the bananas obviously got hit. This is SH3640. But they're all coming back. It's been really, really dry, extremely dry. So some of the plants are feeling it. This is a Pitanga, Suriname cherry, and it's definitely dropping leaves. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but if I were to guess, it would be the extreme dryness we've had these past few weeks. But with that being said, the system's been doing pretty good of maintaining moisture. I'm just now thinking about doing some spot watering, and I've done a little bit of spot watering the past few days. So to make it to March 1st with little to no spot watering is a big win in my eyes. This Australian finger lime is actually flowering for the first time, which is pretty cool. Opa. There it is. But what I was gonna get at with the whole dry season thing was one of the reasons why the system is maintaining moisture is because of all the condensation and dew that it every morning that it gets. We get pretty foggy here in the early mornings, and then the sun comes out and then the fog just burns off. It's pretty cool to see, actually. So if we could capture as much of that beautiful water as we can, then the less watering I have to do. So yeah, and a lot of the dead material it kind of collects water, but you see the difference. There's not, we want that fresh. There's not a lot of water collection on here, whereas on these leaves there's always a lot more water. So it's not just about surface area and biomass. It's about having green photosynthesizing things to collect that water. So pretty much all winter this was a brown stalks of Mexican sunflower and other plants that got frosted back. So the last few months have just been cleaning all that up and moving mulch and forming new beds and getting everything ready for the next rainy season. So anyways, we can see what's going on here. Corymbia torrellianas are doing awesome. I really want to get my hands on some more so that I can continue to just like fill in the gaps. There's a lot of gaps for emergent strata here, as you can see. And this is the side of the food forest that I have more access to, because there's a gate on that neighbor's side, like a fence. So if I were to go heavy on the corymbias, it would be on this side, because there's a lot more space to work with tall trees. The jack beans actually have I've been collecting jack beans, tons and tons and tons of jack beans, and thankfully I was worried that the frost would impede their like drying for harvest, but they didn't. They all could continue to dry well and form beans, which is nice. Here I'm trying to reinvigorate and reestablish this hedge. I want more Napier grass, because as you can see, the Napier grass can handle the frost damage in terms of like it doesn't all just fry. So I really want to build that Napier wall for this side. And then here I want to kind of convert into a maybe like a little turmeric row. I'm trying to plant a lot more turmeric this year, so I'm figuring out spaces where I can plant turmeric and other sort of like gingery type things, like shampoo ginger and stuff. The moringas are all coming back really nicely. Oh, a lot of water, as you can see, captured. Okay. And yeah, the story is pretty much the same throughout the rest of the food forest. Mexican sunflowers are coming back. A lot of these tropical trees, this is Sterculia foetida, they're like just starting to come back the tiniest bit here. Still green here, so there's still life in them. The Royal Poincianas are starting to come back. I kind of just waited it out. Here's a good example. I just waited it out, saw wherever the plants wanted to shoot back from, and then just kind of chopped back from there. I keep walking down here. Turmeric yet to be harvested. So tons of turmeric on the ground, which is the cash crop for this system for now. Royal Poinciana, again, it frosted back, but it's coming back nicely. A lot of the bananas are doing good, pushing out new growth. Pigeon peas are doing well. A lot of the achote, anado, is coming back. The urucum, which is good to see. Some of these, there's an avocado here that survived the frost, so maybe these have some cold tolerant genes in them. Some of the tropical trees like this yellow golden shower tree are definitely feeling it, but I'm sure a little pruning is all it needs to reinvigorate it. A lot of the mahoganies as well feel some of the damage, but again, I don't think I think they'll pick back up during the summer. Yeah, you can see a lot of just sticks with greens starting to shoot out. It's pretty much what the food forest looks like right now. A lot of moringa coming back strong. Let's see. Loquats, of course. Loving this weather. I've been gathering tons of loquat seeds this year, so gonna be a lot more loquats in the system. Random castor bean putting on a beautiful seed show. Let's see. Come down here. Let's go to this side because I've actually been doing some work over here. So a lot of the job this winter has been moving mulch and figuring out new bed ideas. Because I really realized that that my best use of time is just preparing everything for the rains. I know in the past I've once March, April, May comes around, I want to get things started and want to water things and get beds started, and I still might do a tiny bit of that, but I found that I was sort of running around doing too many things all at once, trying to prep new beds, move mulch, keep things alive, because it's really dry in March, April, May. So I'm trying to fight nature and water beds. So anyways, I think this season I'm gonna try to squash that impulse and just continue moving mulch and setting up new beds for the rainy season, so that once the rains come, everything is already prepared. I don't have to try to finish things up as the rains are, you know, coming down. So here's the bed that I've been working on. This whole section used to be like 5 rows. It was way too dense, and my wheelbarrow couldn't fit. And it was not efficient. It was like a tree row, a biomass row, a mid row, a biomass row, and then a tree row. It was just too much going on. So I've mulched heavily the pathway so that I can go through, and then I made this huge bed. And you can see the remnants of what used to be in the bed. There's sweet potatoes and cassava coming out. So those would be my weeds for this bed, which is a lot better than torpedo grass and other things. So here you can see I've yet to continue doing this part of the food forest, but I hope to do the same here. Just re-establish this area with more mulch. And here's a good example of dead Royal Poinciana that is most likely coming back. Yeah, there you go. There's some green. So I'll just cut it back. Carrot woods are doing very good. Love the carrot wood. A lot of stuff is pushing on this side. Bananas, of course. The Albizia levex are pushing new growth, looking super beautiful. The gumbo limbos are also pushing new growth. I definitely need to plant some more gumbo limbos because they're just awesome trees. They're native and they're awesome. Black sapote is feeling the frost, feeling the dry conditions, but still chugging along. Definitely want to plant more of those, considering they're somewhat resilient. I had another black sapote here, but it's not looking too good, and it might just give up for now and then shoot another shoot. I'm hoping for that. But that's about it for this side. Of course, the moringas are all coming back, so this is gonna be greened up in no time. I elevated this area a lot, so hopefully I don't get flooding issues in this spot like I did last year. Nice little crotal area that I pruned back, and just shows the power of pruning. Like, it kind of got frosted from here, and I just pruned it right back to where it was shooting out, and now it's about to flower again. Very beautiful. Oh yeah, let's see, I wanted to mention a couple things. Let's see, mulberries. I definitely want to go hard with the mulberries because this is the neighbor's fence, and mulberries I can keep, especially the world's best mulberry, which is a sort of shrub anyways. I want to emphasize shrubby, low growing things here. I definitely want to experiment with that. So this area, like I said, over there was like a tiny strip of a mid-row, biomass row, and it was just too much. So I'm widening this mid-row so that I can have more space for most likely turmeric, and have the 2 tree rows on the side. Just very classic agroforestry design. But excited about that. And this is the old sweet potato bed that I've harvested most of the sweet potatoes. There's still tons in there, I'm sure. So they'll be my weeds for here, which is great. Nopales are really coming into their own now that the dry season is here. And cactus like dry conditions, they kind of get a little lost in the sauce during the summer and everything's all above them growing. So they're doing their thing, which is cool. But yeah, so it's nice to have this area opened up now, which was once a big freaking mess of sweet potato vines is now somewhat orderly and organized. Probably gonna put more bananas and tree species, more turmeric, of course. So we'll see. So yeah, here's a good example of the jack beans that have continued to mature, and a lot of them are still alive. Actually, they came back. So I was fearful that they were dead completely, but there were still juices flowing in plants, and the beans did well. Let's see what's in here. Some random tropical trees survived. This is jackfruit. There's a couple mangoes. Here's one. A couple mangoes that didn't die back completely. Here's another one, which was it's nice to see. Nice sign. Very beautiful China berry. Definitely capturing a lot of water. And just being a good presence. Let's see. Oh yeah. So one tree that I'm very impressed with is this Leucaena here. For for how easy it is to just plant Leucaena seeds, they're so abundant, and there's a lot of trees everywhere here. And how readily they came back from the frost. They seem to be quicker than other trees. They just took it and then were down for like a few days, and then just started working their way back. So you can see the presence of them is really nice, especially if you keep the branching up top. They branch out all over the place, so you kind of have to keep them like this, sort of branches on top, stick on the bottom. So, but other than that, I really like the presence here. Definitely gonna be planting more, because they fared well during this little frost event. White sapote pushing out new growth. Obviously doesn't mind the cold weather, so. But yeah, not bad for March 1st. Very, very dry conditions. Some things are feeling it, some things aren't. These bananas are very well fed, so the bananas are cruising through. Speaking of which, what I did last year was any of the bananas that, see how this banana is about to flower. Same with this banana. This banana is most likely about to flower soon. I went ahead and chopped it back so that I can use the biomass for other beds or whatever. But this year I think I'm gonna just experiment with leaving it, see what happens. I've been surprised of how fertile the system is, and I'm curious. I'm curious to be sure what variety it is, because a lot of these bananas I am not 100% sure what the variety is, and this is one of them. So I want to see the fruit so I can ID it and ask friends what it is. So I'm gonna see what happens. It's nice to see that they bounced back from the frost and started fruiting, started flowering. But that's about it. I love the cactus this time of year. All the Barbados cherries, all the acerolas, they're doing just fine. Some of these that are more exposed over here, I was seeing some like stress, most likely from the dryness. So I've been spot watering a couple of these Barbados cherries, just a little bit. This is a new bed actually I wanted to show as well. So tons and tons of mulch, and then compost in the middle, and then cardboard on top, so it just doesn't get fried in the sun, and the wind freaking blows all the topsoil away. It's been super dry and super windy, which is not ideal. for just like having open exposed beds. So try to do my due diligence and cover them up so that the little critters down in there can have a little party and chill. Another Barbados cherry. This is my wash station for my turmeric. So a lot of the water just gets absorbed by this sponge here. And this Barbados cherry is feeling the love. It's a lot greener, like darker green than the ones over there, which are exposed to the sun a little bit and not getting watered. So interesting to see the different species and how they reacting to the dry season with little to no irrigation set up. The nursery is coming along. A lot of these species would just be, be planted out over here. Some nice jackfruits, beautiful rose apple, cherry of the Rio Grande, 2 of them. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Things are coming along and there's a lot more things to do. Hopefully this summer is going to be a very, very, very abundant and bountiful summer for now. Keep the things that I have in the ground alive and go from there. Oh yeah, I love seeing this loquat. Nice, just a little loquat doing his thing, staying super green and acting like it's no big deal that it's so dry and windy and harsh right now. So that's it. Peace.